being here and showing up. We appreciate your support, man. Today Mauricio is here with us. Enzo's here with us.
No,
Unfortunately, Byron couldn't make it here with us, but we appreciate his
He pulled
support.
his groin muscle, guys.
You know,
He was
something like
he was
that.
pelvic thrusting a little too hard at the gym today. And, boy couldn't get out of bed, and one thing led after another, and one thing you start realizing you're not 28 no more, you're 30. But
yeah.
poor
Our
Byron,
thoughts and prayers are with him.
sincerely.
Anyway, Maury, take us through these waves.
Well, for sure.
All right, so what do we got on the tides, bro?
2022 waves. We're gonna start off with former UFC fighter Mark Hunt is going after Dana White because
He's still suing him.
well, if anything, the better. Let me reiterate this. Basically, Dana White and I think the Fertitta brothers are suing Mark Hunt for legal fees. So basically, they're like, we spent this much on legal fees, so you're gonna owe us this much money. Is basically what they're saying.
How if Mark Hunt won the case, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know how the laws work, but whether they're able to maybe
You can
countersue
always
for that
countersue for
or
something
like
else.
that,
You could only
know.
win that if you lost the class action lawsuit though.
But then you also
The
got to
lawsuit.
think. You also got to think these guys have more money than that guy, so they can always pound you with a new lawsuit.
That's probably what they're trying to do, drown them with legal fees.
Exactly.
So that's what's going on there with them. And but furthermore, he's called
But
him
his
out.
thing,
He's called him out.
He
to,
sued them. The context of why he sued them was because Brock Lesnar tested for PEDs.
Yes,
and
Mark
then
Hunt,
he
yeah.
still fought Mark Hunt, and he knocked him out. And then Mark Hunt wanted to be reimbursed for fighting somebody that was on steroids.
Yeah.
So he was reimbursed, and the court found that the UFC and Dana White was liable for that because they knew that he had tested positive for.
Yeah.
So that's
basically.
but what state was this lawsuit in? Because that's where, if it's in the States, bro, like,
It's in Vegas for sure.
or is it in where is he from?
He's from New Zealand, but he
so it
resides
might be
here
in New
the.
Zealand also.
I'll show you real quick.
No, but it happened here in the States.
Anywho, what's the next on the wave? Jake Paul is also offering.
Well, before we
No,
even-
no,
I
but
don't-
he didn't even get to his
yeah,
point
the
on it.
Yeah.
What's the point, bro? Come
Mark
on,
Hunt,
bro.
He's challenging Dana White for Tito Brothers to fight after being ordered to pay UFC nearly $400K in legal fees.
So on the screen, as the screen
As you
says,
can
you
see.
can see. I'm just kidding. All right,
I
today in
gotta
the
adjust
weather.
that.
Today in the weather.
And the weather.
in the green screen.
Today on the green screen.
the
See,
green
we're moving up in the world, people.
This is what happens when you believe.
This is what happens when you trade something for something else. You trade.
Nah, but this is when God blesses you secretly with something to
You
improve
see,
on
but,
something
man,
else.
God, the way that guy works.
So yeah, he's being ordered to
Got the
pay
question, man.
$400K in legal fees, and he's basically challenging
Come on,
him to
bro.
fight.
Get to the point, bro.
I've been, and you guys are going off on a tangent. We say we wouldn't do.
Tangents. Oh, so the green screen right here.
So yeah, that's basically what's going on right there.
Anywho, so
5
Jake
rounds
Paul,
of
huh?
MMA. Yeah, and Jake Paul basically puts out a
Come on, give me this offer, bro. Let me hear the offer. Jake Paul offered to Dana White.
You heard about it, so I mean, you know about it.
Well, from the grapevine, it said.
What did the grapevine say?
It's in the tweet also.
Oh, all
there you
right.
go.
How did the
It
tweet
was
say?
a tweet. It was also a tweet.
How do you go?
Because the new grapevine is a tweet.
You
It said something about I'll test for the steroids that you're claiming if you test for coke every week or something like that. And then Dana White counter offered with, I'll test for coke every week if you for sure test that you're on steroids or some shit like that. Because he keeps saying that this guy doesn't fight nobody. He always fights older guys, like people that are not in his weight class. Or
people out
smaller
of his
than him.
range.
And he's like, fight a real boxer and shit. And then he gave him like a 1-fight deal. So come on, right? So read the motherfucking thing right here.
So right here, the
you don't want to put it up here for me.
number one would be increase
Feel like
minimum
going-
fighter pay to $50K. He says right now it's $12K for the UFC. Guarantee UFC fighters 50% of the annual revenues, and he's saying that it was $1 billion in 2021. Number three, provide long-term healthcare to all fighters. He said that Dana White previously said that brain damage is a part of the gig. Imagine the NFL said that. Put that in parentheses, and then he further says there are many UFC alums who have publicly said that they are suffering from brain damage. He says you have 5 days to accept
bro,
and to implement to above by March 31st, 2022. Once implemented, I will immediately retire from boxing, enter USADA, and agree to a one-fight deal with
That's
UFC
so
to fight
stupid.
with Chin George.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. that's
Ought
what he
to
said.
hype up a fight that hypothetically could happen when George
Well, my
Masvidal.
thing is like, no, my thing about him is this whole thing about CTE and these fighters, even in the NFL, these are grown men that they want.
Yeah, no, but doesn't he's already experiencing that, right? Because he's
Well,
already
he
came
says
out and
he
said that
is.
he's already forgetting things. Even in some interviews, you can tell that he's already slurring his words. But I don't know if he's doing it on purpose.
I don't know, guys. I
but-
feel like anybody that wants to get punched in the face for a living, that's your prerogative. You chose that life.
Yeah, their consequences are gonna
You
happen.
feel me? Like,
Yeah.
duh. Jake Paul, I mean, that guy, to be honest, he's just a big distraction for us all.
Yep. All right, what's the next one, man?
All right, I'm just asking you guys a question. Do you think it's harder to score a hat trick in hockey or soccer?
Oof, that's
Damn,
an interesting
both
one.
those sports are hard.
Yeah,
I
they're
was just seeing that
difficult.
recently, a player, I think for the Rangers or something,
Yeah,
he
but
scored a
in,
hat trick.
it's easy. I feel like it's easier to score
In soccer, it might be easier in soccer because there's a lot of more skills that you need in hockey.
I
mean,
don't necessarily think it's. I mean, it is skilled. No, for
No,
sure.
there's
I'm
way
just
more
fucking
skill.
up. But
because you got to know how to
it's more-
skate. You got to
Right,
know
it's
how to. You got to
more-
use how to use the hockey stick.
yeah, bro, you're taking the words out of my
Like,
mouth. It's like more cognitive skills.
Yeah,
Besides just having the basic skill of dribbling the ball.
exactly.
you
I
know?
mean, in soccer, it takes its own skill as
No, for
well,
sure.
and there's a
And
lot
I'm
of
not trying to
skill.
diminish that either.
Exactly. No, I'm not either because there's a lot of
That's
skill
like
in learning
saying-
to
that's
use
like
your
saying
your
what's
legs
easier to do, a knockout in the UFC or knockout in
in boxing.
boxing.
Yeah.
And to me, like I told you guys last time, I think boxing is a harder technical.
Oh,
sport.
way talking more.
Because
Yeah.
you have
Right
more
here it says,
options with
Mhm.
more body parts to knock somebody.
A
out.
hat trick is one of the NHL's rarest achievements, with
Yeah,
only
bro.
97 during the
Uh-huh.
2018-19 season, or roughly 1 in 7.6%
Have
of
you guys
games.
ever played hockey?
I have not. But I would say I would.
ice skated and
I-
that shit's a bitch.
Yeah.
I played like street hockey with like homies back in the day when I was a kid.
Yeah, that rollerblading, right?
Rollerblading and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's fun, but it's definitely a different type of game playing with you're saying you're
Yeah.
skating and then nah.
You're on ice.
definitely
You got all
harder.
that gear
It's
on
definitely
top
harder
of
on
you.
ice.
Like, yeah, no. I can already tell it would be harder because it's like when I think about how many soccer players do hat tricks, even though it is like a difficult thing to achieve, but I'm like I see it more often throughout the
So
season.
what's this next one? Hold up.
Yeah.
Eddie Alvarez. Who's Eddie Alvarez?
He's a
Oh, that's the guy that played for the Houston
Oh, it's not-
during the cheating
I thought
during the
it
cheating
was- I
scandal.
don't know why I've been watching a lot of Frankie Edgar and Edgar Alvarez on UFC.
Yeah, so there was a huge
I think you're getting someone confused here, Manny.
isn't that him?
No, you're thinking about someone that
The one that played in the Houston?
no, that's a different player.
That's Correa.
yeah. it's
Oh,
Eddie
that yeah,
Alvarez.
that's what I'm thinking about.
So Eddie Alvarez, he's a Cuban American professional infielder. He just joined the Dodgers, but the thing that kind of stands out for him is that he's also a multi-sport Olympic athlete. So it's cool that the Dodgers are getting another.
Has he
Hispanic-
ever been in the MLB or this is
Yeah,
like
he
his
played-
first
he
team?
played with the Miami Marlins.
Oh, okay.
So,
Duh. Cuban. Just kidding.
but he's fairly.
Saw
new
what you
in-
did there.
Yeah.
I saw what you did there.
Fucked up, huh? 'Cause he's like Florida right there.
Yeah.
Cuban. That's the first
he
one
swam
that you-
over.
Yeah. The first one
That was the Olympic
He was
achievement.
begging, please, motherfucker, let me stay, motherfucker. I don't play baseball, but I'll learn, motherfucker.
I mean, it was his parents because he was born in Miami.
All
Just to
bro,
clarify,
you
because I
shoot-
just see that he was
you
born
shoot
here.
my dream.
He's 31 years old. Born
Anywho,
in
in
1990.
killing the
week,
joke.
Week 17 in the
I just
NFL.
want to make sure you know what I'm saying. Born here. Yeah, week 17 in the NFL, man.
All right,
Guys,
can I
this
start?
is-
Can I start off the thing, bro?
This is a very good
Because
week because we're basically wrapping it up. A lot of teams are about to
it
take
is
an
it
off
is like
week.
the final. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be the
Normally-
last time that we see what's his name in Russell Wilson in a Seattle jersey.
Yep.
Also Big Ben.
And
Well, he already
Yeah.
announced retired. He's done.
Well,
But
that's the thing that
Russell
and
could
Aaron,
still-
and
anything
Aaron
with the
Rodgers
Steelers winning
with the
today,
Packers.
Think
It'll
so?
also
Yeah.
do a lot of different things.
Don't you
to-
think so, Maury? That it could also be Aaron
Packers,
Rodgers last time in the Packers?
Yep.
Really,
Yeah. A lot of QBs might shuffle around next year.
but
Well, I mean, when it comes to Big Ben, he might be a wrap.
let's start out with the headliner, man. What's up with Antonio Brown, y'all?
Not even his coach knows. His coach asked him to come into the game
mean,
twice.
Really?
refused.
I didn't know that.
He refused, and then the coach said, "Get out." And that's when
Is that why he left?
Yeah, and then he
that's
threw
when he
his
left.
jersey.
But the coach asked him to come into the game twice. It's like
Yeah.
you're going to the game, going to the game. They're also mounting a comeback. They're losing to the Jets. They're trying to make a comeback, and he's putting this in the middle of the whole thing.
Did
so
you watch the Uber drive?
Uber drive?
They interviewed the Uber driver.
No, I didn't see that.
Barstool's interviewed the Uber driver that drove him back from the stadium.
For the stadium?
And you know what's awkward? What's weird is that he asked one of the cops to give him a ride from there.
Yeah,
so
one of the state troopers.
and the state
He asked
trooper
one of the
said
state
no. And you know what's interesting to see Sean King, which is a political activist on Instagram and social media, promoting that he gets tested for CTE. And I'm like, just like, you know, it's a political activist. I'm like, why is he pushing this Antonio Brown? And like his caption read how he sees this is like red flags all over the place, and we're only waiting for the next bad tragic news coming out of football because of how Antonio Brown is acting. Because it's like,
Well,
the CTE makes you act
he's at
impulsive and like,
I forgot what he's at a basketball game tonight. I forgot which one though. But
Antonio Brown.
yeah, they did this whole thing saying that he was at a basketball game tonight. But yeah, I believe that the Bucks ended up cutting him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Bruce
yeah.
Arians said that
yeah.
he's no longer a Buck.
Yeah, so they ended up
Keep it a Buck, and he's courtside right now for the Nets Grizzlies game.
exactly. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
wow. I was just watching that game at the shop.
So that's the other thing. It's like this guy is just.
And then he did tweet out also saying, "Oh, thank you for the opportunity." Not saying, not justifying anything, but
You know what's interesting that if he would have played,
I mean, but he won a Super Bowl with them, so it's
he had
kind of like
receiving touchdowns away from a $333,000 bonus, like a few bonuses that if he would have just played out the season,
if he would have wrote it out.
he would have probably got paid at the end of the season. But I don't know. That's why I feel like maybe that guy Sean King is right. This guy needs to get CTE checked because he's dropping the bag. He's not. I don't know, man.
But he's always been like a little sus, bro, when it comes to all that.
When he was at the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was never this dramatic. So it might be the fact that the hits are just getting harder. Wide receiver gets smacked around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They get cracked, especially Antonio Brown, the type of receiver he is. But
yeah, and it just sucks because I mean, this team also is trying to go back to back, and win another Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
And their receiving core is very depleted right now. Mike Evans is out. Godwin is out. Now, you know, Antonio Brown was also, he had injuries.
How do you say compartmentalized?
Antonio Brown.
Exactly.
So you make me feel human now because
he was also having a bunch of issues throughout the season just with his health. And now he's basically out of the team. And so it's kind of putting a bigger load on Brady and on Gronk and these other players that haven't really been playing.
Load?
I think so, because before when he won the Super Bowl, he had all these players with him, right? You know what I mean?
He had all his options, and now all these
weapons, you know what I mean? And
now all these injuries.
Bro.
You do that up against.
Forget who Tom Brady is? He makes.
He
nobody.
is the system.
Nah,
No.
bro. The reason
He just always figures out the guys that he has, even if it's a guy off the street or a guy a third stringer.
that was I think with his former coach. With his coaches now, I don't think so
because Antonio Brown was like not even playing football when he got him back into football with them.
I bet he's played.
But still, he wasn't playing football currently.
That's not a guy
He
off
was
the
having
street.
all
Let's not-
these
let's-
like.
Let's not get it twisted. It's not a guy off the street.
Exactly.
Like, Antonio Brown isn't like the guy off the streets that we talking about. Like,
but
come on, bro, it's
regardless,
different.
like, and it's also like the LeBron James effect. A lot of people just showed up to play with him too.
well,
they're
yeah,
free
right now,
agents.
and they're all injured.
And yeah, exactly.
And
I mean,
what
but what's the record?
who's
The Bucks.
Bucks? Let me check that out real quick.
Because that would just dead all this conversation.
But you know what's gonna dead all the conversation
What?
is that your Saints beat him twice this season.
But that's also like the Saints. Are they in the wild card still?
Yes, bro. And if they end up playing the Bucks in the wild card, they can
That's
easily take them
interesting.
out
That's
because
interesting.
the way that the way that the Saints play defense compared to the way the
But
team
yeah,
like
but
the
that-
Packers play defense. The
Last
Packers,
year- but even
play
the
a
Bucks
zone
don't have
defense.
defense, right?
huh?
Their defense isn't all that great, right?
No, it's
No.
it's not the
The
greatest.
Saints have a way better
defense.
than-
What I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is,
For sure.
especially the way that they play against Brady, it's the style that you want to play against Brady.
I mean, they're the ones that got him to be an O.
Yeah, you put a pressure on him and all that, while the team like the Packers are gonna play zone, and that's where Brady will get his points no matter who's on the field. But you go after him, it's gonna be a different deal. We had another incident going on with Jalen Ramsey on the sidelines as well, for the Rams game this past weekend. And Jalen Ramsey and the Rams nearly lost against a Lamar Jackson-less Ravens team. So that's something.
And the Rams haven't been doing that hot either.
Hey, bro, but you know what's crazy? The Rams as a team have been doing fairly decent. The one that's been fucking up has been Matthew Stafford. Throwing pick sixes.
New QB?
Yeah, throwing pick sixes, throwing all that stuff. He's the one that's really been the questionable thing. But the crazy thing is that he's been mounting fourth quarter comeback. In the fourth quarter, he just has incredible drives to the point where he's able to,
pull himself out of the hole.
Yeah, but it's been very.
But it's like, how many times can you actually do that?
And yeah, and especially up against a team that's gonna capitalize on a turnover like that. For example, against a team like the Bucs, you give Brady another chance. Oh, that's it.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap. You give Aaron Rodgers another chance.
It's a wrap.
You're a wrap.
You know what I mean?
And then they also can't beat the 49ers, and I believe that I think their last game is against the Niners, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it was between Jalen Ramsey and Taylor Rapp, and basically, what's it called? Ramsey's saying that he like spit at him or something like that, and there was a little incident. I'm trying to see if I can bring it up to you guys up here, but hey, man, and that's another thing. If the Steelers win tonight, it can shake up things in the AFC to the point where even like the team like the Raiders can be in the playoffs, even though they're like also, and they beat the Colts this weekend, so. They're just as inconsistent as the Cowboys, who also lost this week against the Arizona Cardinals. You know what I mean?
But they're secured, aren't they, the Cowboys? I believe with their record.
Let me check that out, man. That's a very interesting question because right now, like I said, that's why I brought up the Saints, because the fact they have 2 wins over them, it can cause a tiebreaker, cause things like that, and it's like that between many different teams. So right now, the Cowboys, they have clinched their division, so yeah, they're in. But the Eagles are a scary team right now because they have a good offensive line, and even though Jalen Hurts isn't maybe doing the best as a quarterback this season, he's been doing good enough, and the running game is what's been kind of keeping them afloat. And I don't know if you guys saw what happened in Philadelphia this weekend. After they won, he was basically going to the sidelines or to the
lawsuits happen.
Imagine it would have fell on him though.
Oh, bro.
Oof.
But he had good
awareness,
off field awareness to stiff arm the gate out of the way. He Heisman'd his way out of that one.
Heisman.
Yeah, he was like.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford had 2 interceptions.
And then everybody on the rail was like, "Wee." That's fucked up.
Yeah. And then the Chiefs, they lose to the Bengals, and that gives the Titans the first seed right now in the AFC.
So then now they're locked in.
So
far.
Fútbol, ¿qué pasó con el fútbol, pues?
So far.
No, tú dime qué pasó.
¿Vos qué pasó con el
Oh,
fútbol,
qué
Mauricio?
pasó.
Hold on, before we get there.
Para eso no me brinqué porque sé que este todavía tiene que
Just as
hablar.
the last to just wrap
Weak
that
ass
up
Broncos.
is,
That's all you want to talk about, bro.
Broncos are
The
eliminated.
Broncos and Chargers, bro.
Broncos, Chargers,
right.
Browns.
Carry on.
No, Chargers actually still in it, actually. Chargers and Raiders actually as of right now are
Aren't they
still
playing? No, I'm saying that
mathematically in it.
they're the next game, right?
Chargers and Raiders the next game.
So this weekend, right, was the
Chargers
Broncos
and
and yeah.
they got revenge on us. We beat them the first week. We went 1-1. That's all good.
Mm.
But right now the first seed in the AFC, like I said, is the Tennessee Titans. They will get the bye week. On the other side is the Green Bay Packers, and they just beat the Vikings. There was some doubt in Aaron Rodgers, even though he's having MVP season, that his toe is a bit messed up, but he showed it off on social media and it looks good. But if we were to have the wild card today, right now, it would be the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Bengals. That's crazy. The New England versus the Bills. And then on the other side, we would be getting the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Los Angeles Rams here in L.A. And then San Francisco 49ers versus Tampa Bay. and then Arizona versus Dallas. But we still have 1 week of football to play. So let's just say right now, if with just next week going on, like for example, let me see a game that would involve if the Niners were to lose, that can bring the.
Es que ya no es lo mismo.
¿Cómo que ya no es lo mismo?
The NFL, you think football's the same, bro? We don't even get like highlight reels of like cracks anymore, bro. Remember when people used to get cracked and you used to like watch a whole highlight reel of like it was like crossovers, but in the NFL it was like, oh, people either getting juked or cracked. It's like, oh, you can't crack them like that no more. So which is like obvious. I don't understand why.
So it's crazy.
Still, but
this last, I feel what you mean.
You know
But
what I'm saying? It's not as
this
violent.
last game of the season, though, the Chargers and the Raiders, whoever wins that game can essentially be the one who goes to the
bowl super.
No, to the wild card.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about what happened in the Premier League,
La Liga.
Manny. How this
Bundesliga.
game right now with Liverpool and Chelsea kind of it's shaping up what the Premier League looks like now.
Déjala que habla.
I'm asking you, how does that game shape it up?
Vamos a hablar, pues. Va, pues.
Va, pues. El piso es tuyo.
Al piso tengo que ir.
El piso es tuyo. El piso es tuyo. Dale.
So Manchester City right now are in first place. The crazy thing was that this game was for the second and third position, which was Liverpool versus Chelsea. And there was a controversy in this game. No, really. There's a controversy in this game because of there was a few penalties that weren't called, which allowed this game to stay tied, which was bad for both of them. It was either one needed the 3 points in order to get closer to Man City, which is in first place. But now this makes them further away from Manchester City. And the other thing is that every time Manchester City has won the league, usually they are already leading by Christmas. So anytime they're leading by Christmas time, they're usually going to win the league. So everybody's already kind of, in a sense, writing off everybody else and saying that Man City is going to win the league this year because they're already, I believe they're cleared as of right now by 6 points. And they're in first place.
Manchester City?
Yeah. You can verify me on that. But that's what's happening on that. And then the other thing that was crazy about that
right
game,
now, bro, they're leading by 10 points, 53 to 43 Chelsea's. So 53 for Man City and 43 for Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So
they got further. Yeah,
far ahead, right?
Yeah, they got farther ahead
to the point where they're not gonna be catched. You think?
10 points is very difficult. Very difficult for them to catch up. I mean, you would have to ride on them losing maybe like 3 to 4 games in a row.
And not scoring goals.
So it's very difficult. The other thing that was crazy about that Liverpool and Chelsea game was Lukaku was dropped out of that game for the reason being that he did an interview a few days prior to that. And during that interview, he was saying how he felt like that going back to Chelsea was a mistake, that he enjoyed his time in Inter Milan, and that he felt that, he's going to go back there. He wants to go back there before his career ends, and that how he misses Milan and the people and the fans and everything. So now Chelsea felt like very disrespected because they spent about $100 million to bring him back to Chelsea. And now he's saying this, Wow. So it's kind of like, wow, like we just bought you, and now he's the top, like a top striker, and they had to drop him prior to this game for saying that in an interview.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look at all. And then in La Liga, Real Madrid dropped the ball opening game for the new year. Getafe ended up scoring at the 9th minute. Then they parked the bus, and basically, you end up getting basically this match. At the same time, Real Madrid was down an important defender, which is Carvajal down the right. They didn't have any right backs to replace him, and they placed a winger, which was Vasquez. Vasquez, who plays as a winger, had to play as a right back. and had to defend. So yeah, that was an interesting. The other thing is that Barcelona went up to 5th place. You can correct me, Maury. Look up La Liga and verifying that. I believe they went up to.
Is that why Xavi said it was an important win for them?
Yes, because they were originally in 7th place. So winning this week was important because they went up 2 positions in the table.
Yeah, they're in 5th place right now.
Exactly.
And I mean, we already established this, but from what this is saying, it puts them in the Europa group stage.
Yes, but his goal is to at least get into top 4, because if Xavi can get Barcelona into the top 4, they get back to Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now.
So
right now, the teams that are in Champions for La Liga are Real Madrid, Sevilla, Real Betis, and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid, what happened with them, man?
I like I said, one thing is, holidays. I think holiday season got to them. A lot of thing that they were suffering is a lot of COVID protocol, because another player that they were missing due to COVID protocol was Vinicius, and Vinicius is the one that has been helping them, especially this season, score a lot of goals and disrupting the defense. But not having him on the field was a big setback for them as well, and they had to rely on other players. Serie A, doing really well. I mean, you're still having a close tie race between Napoli, AC Milan, and Inter Milan. We'll see how that ends up developing. I just talked about them.
Yeah,
es que me mandaron un texto de algo. Hey, yo, for real though, I seen this meme about why they clowning on my boy's haircut.
On which one?
On Xavi.
I haven't seen his haircut, so.
Or is it that they made him look old as fuck?
Probably.
You ever seen that meme where it's like Xavi's like, it's like he's going bald?
Probably.
You haven't seen that thing?
No, I haven't seen that meme, but it's probably But hey, like I said, they went up to 5th place, so I don't think he's doing that bad right now. And the other thing is the transfer.
Galaxy, then.
The transfer window's open right now.
That's what I'm saying. Just come to LA, bro.
He has the transfer window's open until the end of this month. We'll see what other players end up transferring or getting. As of right now, there's a few things in the works. There's a few rumors out there, but there's nothing that's a done deal.
Rumors that you're like, oh shit, if that happened, that's a game changer.
As of right now, there's not. There has not. It's not a big one.
No blockbuster deals yet?
No, not blockbuster ones yet. I mean, there's players that I've heard that might leave.
Like who?
For example, Marshall from Man U wants to leave. He might end up going to Sevilla. There's another one where Barcelona wants to get this kid named Fernando Torres from Man City.
What about the Mbappe rumor?
I don't think that happens till summer.
Okay.
Till summer. I don't think so.
But it was only Mbappe. It was another couple other guys that are going to that.
Well, to the rumors to Real Madrid is Mbappe and Haaland. Those are the biggest rumors that are out there, and I could see it happening in summer. I just can't see it happening right now.
Why not?
Number one, I don't think Mbappe would do PSG like that, just because he loves PSG, but at the same time he doesn't want to stay there.
The interview that he had with Tom Holland.
Yes,
where he's trying to get him to go to his town, where is he?
Oh, bro, he wanted him to go to Spurs Tottenham. I feel
did you see
I feel
that
him.
interaction, though?
I feel Mbappe and him laughing in his face, because I was like, bro.
Is that how you felt that?
Yeah, bro.
I felt like it was like, anything could happen.
Nah, bro.
That type of giggle.
Why would you go to Spurs, bro? Like, going to Spurs would be his worst decision, to be honest.
Because you could bust like a Maradona and just bring up.
Nah, I doubt.
Greatness.
Nah. You have Kane there. Like, why were you going to be competing with Kane over your spot? Nah. Like, going to Real Madrid makes sense because Real Madrid needs someone like him.
How do you feel about Messi having COVID? Does that hurt PSG?
Well, the thing that sucks is that they threatened the person that they thought gave it to him, which is an Argentinian DJ. That guy got death threats because people believe that he gave Messi COVID. Yeah, he got death threats. That was a crazy thing. He was being harassed.
Like this at Mauricio right now because of that.
Yeah, feel bad for that DJ.
Mauricio, dodge.
All right, bro. Think fast.
Va pues en,
Pues NBA.
en la NBA, en la ABN.
Well, the Lakers.
This
ended
is
the
where
year
Enzo's gonna talk.
on a rough
This
patch.
is where I'm off my phone.
The Lakers ended on a
This
rough patch.
is where I don't give a fuck anymore either because the Lakers are on a rough patch.
And a very rough.
Ended on a
And-
rough. They actually ended on a good note.
I mean, yeah,
'Cause-
but it's like we made it back to 500. Whoop-de-doo.
Hey, being at 500
And-
matters a lot.
Bro, being at 5, it's just a weird-ass season, yo, because
It is.
I haven't seen a season in the NBA where you're at 500 and you're sitting in 7th and it's already past Christmas. Like, the records...
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the wildest thing for me because
I guess you're right. It's not the
Again-
wildest. I'm just used to, like, if we're the Lakers and we're talking about we're going to... Like, this year we're talking about we're going to be in contention.
At least 700.
Bro, nah.
700.
Like the 800s, homie. Like,
That's-
we're like...
shit.
Maybe
800 is the Warriors 28-7.
That's
man.
what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like you
That's why I
won't-
said
you haven't
700.
even
I was
lost-
trying to be logical, bro.
You haven't even lost like 10 games yet.
I
and
was
we
trying to be
passed
logical,
Christmas.
Maury, but this
Nah, I
guy.
feel you. No, but what I'm trying to say
Bro,
is,
the Lakers have had teams like that before.
It's been a long ass time.
10 years.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but what the thing is, why I say it's not too
LeBron
crazy is
just-
because the Lakers.
Hey, no, but
They
I sent
continue
you.
to
Sorry,
win.
I got to. I sent you guys something that LeBron has been putting up stats, bro. Like he in the last five,
Yeah, but
like in
does
the
it
last
not-
few games.
does it not remind you of Kobe putting up numbers?
Exactly.
Getting
That's what
your
it
ass?
reminds. Exactly. Yes.
Like, and Kobe was sacrificing his body, dropping 40, 30
Yeah,
a game.
facts.
And then even have games where he had double doubles, like 10 assists, 40 points. And then just to go down in the last game
Bro,
of the
he's
season,
been averaging at least 30
a game.
points a game, bro.
38 and 7.
Yeah, dude. Like he's
Like,
been
something like that.
insane,
And
dude.
then he's been playing with triple doubles every other game too.
He's-
Him and Russell Westbrook. I
But
personally feel like the Lakers are gonna have a rough couple next years. You know why? Because LeBron wants to play with his son, and LeBron's playing at an incredible level at this point still. That he can still be like, all right, I came and gave y'all what
Yeah, he
y'all
could
needed.
bounce to another team.
I gave y'all a ring, and I'm gonna go play with my son over here, or wherever my son gets drafted. Like, I don't know, unless the Lakers do this something like this, which if they did it for Magic Johnson back in the day, I don't see them. Like, I feel like they dropped the ball not giving Kobe some ownership stake into the team.
Hmm.
I feel like they can give LeBron that just to keep him
Just
there.
to keep him there.
And make this like a family thing where his son comes and plays there. Like, I can see it happening, but again,
So the reason
there's
it's not
there's some people that can be like, oh, but it's not Jerry Buss, at the helm.
but the reason why this is also not a foregone conclusion is because we're in the 8th seed right now at 500, but we're only a game and a half
Away from being ninth.
being in. No, we're a game and a half from being 5th, bro.
You know what's crazy also? Yeah, but
Fifth
it's
through
okay.
nine,
And how
fifth
many
through
games?
eight,
How many games away from being a 9th seed? We're also not too far
about
from
3.
that. Exactly,
3
bro.
games
So it's
behind.
like
Nah,
it's
but
like
at
we
the end
can
of the
can hit
day-
a terrible little road skid and just drop into 10th, 9th seed, right? Or if we win 1 or 2, oh, whoop de doo. But it's like
See,
to
but
me,
like that's
the
not.
Lakers need to
you're
make
not,
a
You're not
move.
looking at the numbers correctly, because just if the Lakers lose 3 games or something like that, that isn't guaranteeing they're gonna fall to 9th, because that
the
would
other
ha-
teams, yes, I know.
the Timberwolves would have to win those 3 games.
But who's
and
to say they won't?
they won't.
The Lakers right now don't have the best luck.
They're not even 500. They're 16 and 20.
But I mean,
and,
the
and like
NBA,
I said,
bro,
from
you
5th through 8th, they're all kind of gridlocked. The 4th seed, which is the Memphis Grizzlies, is the one that's harder
personally,
to catch.
bro, this is what I feel like Lakers should really pursue this team and try to like switch that team, like make a blockbuster trade with the Blazers. They lost C.J. McCollum, and that's clearly fucking trampled that team together.
13 and 22, 12th seed,
Like
4-game losing
Dog.
streak.
they are terrible, and
Yeah. Lillard couldn't even do anything.
it's kind of
against
like what the
us.
Lakers did with the Cleveland Cavaliers, where this guy's not playing for us. We want to get him some playoff contention team. Let's send him to the Cavaliers with Rajon Rondo. It hurt to see him go, but I could respect the Lakers giving him.
And then we're gonna waive that guy, right?
He's already waived. That trade was official today. The thing about that trade, at the end of the day, Ricky Rubio was balling with the Cavaliers.
Well, he wasn't balling, but he was
balling, bro. He was having a good.
He was
what
putting up numbers.
For Ricky Rubio, he was having a good
balling.
year.
And I got to see him play live, and he was cooking us up from 3, putting up jumpers and all that stuff.
Yeah, but to me, balling is like you averaging.
I'm talking about for his for him, but he was for his career.
He was living up to his career, like what he was supposed to.
And Rondo, what I think for Rondo, at the end of the day, he's gonna go over there and get minutes. So it's all. I think it works out for both parties.
They need a contributor, and he's gonna go contribute for sure.
But what I have to ask you guys is what's gonna happen now that the Lakers are deciding to go with this small ball lineup. They're saying that Anthony Davis and
LeBron is center,
5 and 4 for the rest of the season, type of thing. What do you guys think?
I don't like it because look how much offensive rebounds we give up.
Yep.
You know why? Because LeBron's not used to playing big like that.
We beat the Timberwolves, but we got out rebounded.
Bro, 50-something to 20-something.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were like,
it's ridiculous.
And then it's crazy because it's frustrating to see LeBron standing there and everybody standing there. Nobody's boxing out. And then when LeBron finally decides I'm going to go for the rebound, he like slams the ball like I'm getting big. And I'm like, bro,
you're not
they
the
got
Hulk.
5 rebounds right now.
Well, you know, we're
all
waiting,
of a sudden you want to just like, I'm big.
We're waiting on someone key right now, and that's Stanley Johnson. And the reason why the Lakers haven't re-signed him is because there's a certain period right now where a lot of players
they're gonna get the vet minimum for him.
Not even that. You've been seeing.
But aren't they gonna try to waive Andre Jordan?
Let me explain so I can tell you guys. We already have a roster spot available for him right now. The reason why we haven't signed him yet is because I think they want to sign him to another 10-day before anything. And they can't sign him to a 10-day because as of right now, they don't have any player that's on COVID protocol. That's the only way you can sign players on COVID protocol. But we're about to reach a deadline. I think it's next week or later on this week where they'll be able to sign him to a 10-day.
Is Stanley Johnson that good?
I think every team
bro.
needs a garbage.
Oh, he was of the Pacers, wasn't he?
Every team needs a garbage man. No matter what team we're talking about.
He got drafted by the Pistons.
Yep.
A couple years ago, and I don't know how he just.
I just think he's a hustle player, bro, and I think you need
so
that
weird
sometimes.
that like
you're talking about out rebounding. This guy has a 7-foot wingspan, 6'7".
Yeah, but he's in the team and he didn't get no rebounds. Like he doesn't. Like we need.
I think he's just a good
I
player
feel
that
like
sometimes.
Frank needs to get fired, and
for who,
bro? Because where's the
for
White?
Who?
Where's the we let Dave Fizdale fucking coach?
Dave Fizdale was also fucking up.
He
no,
coached.
But that's just because. Okay, what was he fucking up in your opinion?
Why? Okay, there was a game I forget against.
He coached a few games,
and he left Melo in there. And Melo was just not. He was having a horrible game and just left the guy in there. And I'm like, bro, get his ass out of there. And I feel like
that's
he was.
What you're calling it.
He was prioritizing.
And I've been seeing 2 years of Frank fucking up. So what is your point? Like,
but
I rather just gave Dave.
Keep the same energy, Enzo. What are you saying about? What did you say about him when we started off the season? That he didn't have his full roster. Last year,
I'm keeping the same energy,
last year
bro.
that happened to Frank Vogel, bro. We were up 2-1 against the Suns.
I've been saying this
after Anthony Davis got injured.
I've been saying it for 2 years now. That he should be gone, bro. I've been saying this. So what? Keep it the same energy. What are you talking about?
Because
I've been
we've been talking about this, and you said
before,
that
and then they let Jason Kidd go to the Mavericks.
Because, he doesn't have his full roster. Trevor Reeves has been playing. We haven't seen Kendrick Nunn playing. And those are valid points at the end of the day.
They are, but I'm still saying that's like that's the biggest move we can do
and
first.
the reason why Frank Vogel is
just
still
chop
here
it, bro. It's not working. He
he
doesn't know how to rotate players. Like,
I mean, last year, bro, 2 of our players were injured for majority of the season, especially Anthony Davis. And then we get to the postseason, we get to playing the Suns, and we're up 2-1 against
2 centers, and you're
Anthony
going
Davis
small
goes
ball.
down.
You could play small ball with the White.
We've already seen, bro, in these first few games that since from the beginning of the season
that you're getting out
now,
rebounded. You're seeing it. Yeah.
Nah, that also DeAndre Jordan is not your solution either.
Okay, I'm not saying him. I'm saying where's Dwight?
Even Dwight.
What do you mean? How is Dwight not the solution?
Because he's not producing clearly. Has he not been getting minutes, Manny?
Yeah.
Have we not seen him on the court?
I haven't seen Dwight on the court.
He's been on the court, but he hasn't been the same ever since.
I mean, at the beginning of the season, he was getting into it with AD.
It's Frank because you're as somebody that plays basketball and like, bro, if a coach is gonna sit you on, put you on, sit you out, that's like frustrating, bro. And then the worst thing about it is LeBron James. At least Kobe, bro, when I saw Kobe playing basketball and he couldn't rotate, Kobe was pushing Jordan Clarkson to flash up and rotate. LeBron James is just standing there and then complains. That's why you saw Phil Handy and LeBron James going back and forth because LeBron James blew a defensive assignment. But it's like this fool's not gonna and Phil Handy's been playing with LeBron for so long that I could call you out because I know you that long. And then that's why like they made a big deal.
But at the same time, look what we're talking about the age of LeBron and what he's producing for us on the offensive end. Like, you're gonna have to expect that out of LeBron.
Yeah, but that's also something that's gonna. So what happened to Kobe producing on the offensive end so much? What happened to him?
Yeah, and I agree with you.
That's why I'd rather have somebody like Dave Fizdale.
The crazy thing though is that
coached him in the past
you
when
know
he
what's
was
crazy
younger.
though? You want to know the difference though?
What?
Between Kobe and LeBron?
What?
Is that Kobe, when that shit happened to him, there was a 12-game stretch where he was playing 48 minutes.
Yes,
LeBron's minutes have actually gone down, which is a great thing to think about. That his productivity level.
Do
is
you not see LeBron go down almost every game, and then everybody's like, oh.
In these last like
bro, just
9
yesterday
games,
there was a part like he fell, and
you're
then
always gonna fall, bro. But
exactly,
this guy's a tank at the end of the day. That's why.
That's what we thought about Kobe.
That's why
and then
there's
bro.
nah,
Your body, 37 years old, bro.
Yeah, but
it's still 37 years old. He's playing
composites of the body,
phenomenal.
bro. Let's also
yes,
two things.
You're right, but he's still 37 years old. Father Time is
and
not
I think at the end of
undefeated.
the day, LeBron learned a lot from that because of the reason that look how many games we see LeBron take off, and sometimes we're like, damn, like he could be playing, but I think he's taking off because he saw those things too. And I think at the end of the day, that gives him longevity. But I want to ask you guys, what do the Clippers have that the Lakers don't?
Coaching.
The Clippers were able to beat the Nets
Ty
without
Lue.
Paul George.
Well,
and
Ty Lue's a
without,
player's coach.
without Paul George and without Kawhi Leonard. That's why I'm asking you guys this, because they were able to beat the Nets.
And they just have like a better
No, they have a better squad.
a better core as far as like
No, but their
complement each other.
their bench is better.
Yeah, but that's part of your core, like because whoever. Usually your sixth man is part of your core, right? So it's like that's the guy that's who's their sixth man right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Turns man.
Yeah, that's the dude that be balling, bro. Like the Lakers just, I feel like it starts from the top, bro. And Frank is somebody that LeBron doesn't respect him, so the team doesn't respect Frank, and then it's very evident on how they play, bro. Like the from being somebody that I remember watching Kobe even come around, and Phil Jackson would call the timeout, and then Kobe was watching, bro. Players just stand around sometimes when there's timeouts called on the Lakers.
I think that's the general tone of the NBA for the most part.
It's not really.
Nah,
bro.
but it's a
The
coach's
Warriors,
job, bro.
You watch the Warriors in a huddle, bro.
Warriors are
you watch the
are
Suns,
a model ass team.
Yes, bro, but that's what I'm saying. You watch the Suns on
What he's saying though is that the coaches earn the respect
yeah, bro.
of
I'm
the
gonna pay
players.
attention because of that. All right, bet. And then look what happens on the court, bro. They ball.
But that's like if Frank Vogel, what's his personality to manage all these
And
personalities?
But again,
I feel like he has a very pushover personality.
The one thing though is that I'm gonna say though at the end of the day is that I don't think the biggest issue for the Lakers is their offense. I think at the end of the day what their biggest thing is that they can't stop other teams, bro. If you saw that game against the Rockets, we're going basket for basket.
But
with
that's
them.
why
we should be able to hold these teams under.
Is the coaching has to do because this guy's coaching repertoire is defense.
Yes.
Yep.
And if that's your repertoire, if that's what your MO is, how the hell did you not go get? Why did you only get 1 6'2" lockdown defender? When the league is freaking 7 foot wingspan guards that are 7'2" that can like almost every.
Unfortunately, I think they're also banking on having all these guards that they had, like Malik Monk, like Kendrick Nunn, like THT. And what happened to those three players at the beginning of the season?
All
they
injured.
didn't play like 10 games because they were all injured.
Yeah.
We had to play Austin Reeves for the majority of the time. Rondo was playing.
And that was a unicorn.
There was that
giving
one game where we had Rondo
Lakers-
and Russell Westbrook in at the same time. That was weird as fuck, just because they were passing the
2
ball back
point
and forth
guards.
to each
Yeah.
other.
They didn't know who to lead.
Yeah.
But that's another player that.
so that's
that
why
Russell also
at
is
some
a
point,
big issue of our issues in the
I
beginning
think-
of the season. He was finding himself in the beginning of the issue. He did
And
not
I think
know
when
what
I
to
point
do.
to defense, and we make the parallel. Yeah, he's a defensive coach. Why aren't they playing defense? I think it just has a lot to do with
age.
the age, the effort that's being put on the court. And yeah, you can say you're not playing for
But
the
it's-
coach, but at the end of the day, bro, you're like, You got the at the end of the day,
it's
you do
age
have
and personnel, bro. Because
yeah
you don't get Malik Monk to lock down defend.
exactly.
You don't get Carmelo
Mm-hmm.
to lock down defend. Kendrick Nunn is not known to. That's what I'm saying. Like him. That's why to
But
me
do
he's
you
not a
point
good coach.
that to Vogel or to Rob Pelinka?
It's
Because Rob
both.
Pelinka's the ones doing the
It's-
signings.
Rob for sure, but it's
And-
like
and where I
Frank
wanna-
is the one that's like that's why he has no backbone, because if you seen these signings coming in, I would have vetoed some of them and been like, nah, bro, get me this. Oh, why? Because this is gonna happen.
But you
Because
see,
this
this
might
is
happen.
also.
But it's also like what's in the pool of the free agents.
Yeah, and I think it's also comes down to what
Cards are we dealt?
Yeah, and
that's what I'm
they
saying. The
they
pool
were
agency, the
once
free
once
agency
we got
pool.
into the season, you know, the injuries. What if we didn't have those
I
injuries?
mean, for
and
sure,
we had
like,
a full rotation.
For sure, it
and
was
all
like,
that. Even
what,
Trevor Ariza was
he
out.
broke his hand the first week of.
Trevor Ariza wasn't even able to
that's what I'm saying. The
play
first
till now.
And he's even having issues. And that to me, honestly, bro, the Lakers need to make a block plus trade and go after Dame Lillard, bro.
That's gonna be difficult because
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
contract with Russell Westbrook and everything, it is damn near difficult.
And honestly, is like I said, it's got to be somebody in the NBA that's gonna
You
help
gotta
the
do
Lakers
a
like
three.
that.
Yeah, you gotta do three trade.
Well, the Bulls right now are sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference.
And didn't we ask this question at the beginning of the season? We asked were the Knicks or the Bulls gonna be there? I want to go back and see who I picked, because I think I said the Bulls were gonna be number one in the East, just because of Alex Caruso and Lonzo Ball, bro.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I think I did, bro.
No, I said that they were the dark horse.
For sure, we agreed
Nah,
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were the
but-
dark horse.
But I remember saying, because remember it was the Knicks and the Bulls started off a little hot, like 5-0,
Mm-hmm.
and then we posed a question: who was gonna be the one that was gonna stand out after
Yeah.
Christmas? And I think we probably all might have picked.
We all said that they would make it to the playoffs too. That the Bulls would make
But
it to
it's
the playoffs.
interesting to see that, like, every team.
The Hawks aren't even in playoff. Are they in playoff contention? I think they're below, right?
Check.
BC, look, the Bulls.
Hawks are in 12th place right now.
The
Yeah.
Bulls are a mixture of vet and young guys. Zach
But-
Levine,
Yeah, but if
Lonzo,
if they can
Alex,
keep that
DeMar,
core, if they can keep that core and get a
Kobe
better
White.
bench, they would even be more incredible.
I mean, they're already sitting on the top of the East, bro. They're looking good.
Yeah, but if they can get a
What
better
more-
bench
what
though,
more on the bench do you need?
they would get better, bro.
Yeah, because it comes on when it comes to the bench right now. Caruso's like, yeah, you can say they're 6 man, but I would agree with him if they.
They
with
have
him
Kobe White coming off the bench too. He's a good ass point guard. What are you talking about? Like, I feel like that's why their team is solid. That's why they're sitting in number one, even over.
Yeah,
the
but then
Brooklyn
once they
Nets.
faced over here, the West, sir.
The West. I mean, honestly, the East is not too far away from the. Come on, the Lakers suck.
I know that,
Like-
but I'm saying the West is always more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, let's
That-
compare the West's top four.
Historically, but not the same as it. They're catching up. Is what I'm saying.
Let's compare them though. Top 4 in the West: Warriors, Suns, Jazz, and Grizzlies.
Bro.
Top 4 in the East: Bulls, Nets,
Sixers.
Bucks, and Heat.
Oh, Sixers aren't in.
No, dude, they're like
Sixers
in
in
fifth.
6th.
Yeah.
5th is Cavaliers
But
actually.
they how many games away from are the Sixers away from getting in the top 4?
They are 3 games behind.
Exactly, bro. Any right now in the NBA right now is that funky little right before the trade deadline where a lot could happen. You could go on a sick ass 5-10 game winning streak or drop 6.
Yep. Because
You know
it
what I
all depends on who you lose.
And it's also injuries too. Like, and then this is the other thing that's funky about that the NBA hasn't dealt with in the past. These COVID protocols.
Yep.
These
Where your player is
'cause, like,
mandated to
have
sit
you guys
down.
seen how some owners don't want to have these additional players be signed? They just want to shut it down. Some league owners want this, and they're like upset that the NBA has enabled them to sign more players. But what do you guys think is up with the Houston Rockets Porter, his little outburst the other day that he left the court? Just kind of like Antonio Brown, similar.
Yep.
And
Well, it was him and
then Christian Woods didn't
no,
want to
no.
go back into the game.
but it was him and Christian Woods. They were both of them were arguing, I believe, with the assistant coach. before halftime. And that's why after that, when after halftime is done, Porter goes away. He doesn't come back. He left the stadium, and then Christian Wood didn't want to be subbed in.
Didn't want to play after the second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. Like I feel like this. Honestly, the athlete of today is changing so much. It's like a lot of entitlement to be getting paid that much, and to then just be like, nah, I don't want to play, or I'm gonna just take my jersey off.
It's because the way we see it. I mean, as a person, we see it as like, hey, you're doing a job. You have to fulfill your job.
Right, you're on a contract.
But the way that job has changed or given that player rights is very different compared to back then.
Because I mean, back then it didn't even seem like. I feel like that, like I've seen a quote where Jordan said, I played with games where I have the flu, and I played all this because sometimes there's a kid in the stand that this is the only time he's gonna watch me play.
Oh, Kobe said that.
No, it was a direct Jordan thing that Jordan's out. I guess that's where Kobe got it from, because it was like
because Kobe used to say that too.
Right, but I feel like that's that era back then.
Yeah, because it's your job.
You feel me? And now it's just like, dude, these guys you don't get the ball, and then now you're just gonna it's a bitch fit. I'm not gonna play.
Well, look at Ben Simmons,
bro.
He doesn't want to do his job.
Bro, he's lost $11 million
in
fines in not even halfway through the season. I'm looking at this dude like, bro, you're dropping generational wealth. Papa, ¿qué te pasa?
He wants to go to a different place.
Puñeta.
He wants to go somewhere else.
But that's not the way to go about it doing that.
He doesn't want to do his job. It's different, bro. It's weird.
Different, bro. And I feel like,
well, Klay Thompson is returning, and then the Warriors are gonna win it all, you guys.
Yep.
I personally feel like they might be the ones winning it.
I think so too.
Shout out to Hector for listening to us.
What up, Heck? How do you know he's in?
Because he's commenting on our YouTube live right here.
Hey, bro. Hey, Hector. What you think? What you think the Lakers gonna do, bro?
He said the Lakers should have gotten DeRozan.
Oh, bro, we were just talking about that at the barbershop the other day.
Bro, that one hurt. That one hurt.
Why? Because that's somebody that could instant offense.
Yep.
And he could get to the rack and get your team in foul trouble. The opposite team in foul trouble.
And it was a done deal. That's what hurts more. Like before
done deal?
before the Westbrook, he said that he was going to the Lakers.
Down to be a Laker.
No. He said he was going to the Lakers, but then the Westbrook deal happened, and that's when it went off the table.
Honestly, Rob fucked up.
He did. He should have never bought Russ.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We're getting closer to the trade deadline on the 15th. We'll see what moves the Lakers and all these other teams do. But till next week, thank you guys for joining us on Sports Wave.
Adios. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace.
Get me home.